Hello everyone, this is part 19 of our tutorial series where we are just keep adding a new data source to make our AI-based question and answer application more intelligent. So far, we have integrated 6 different data sources, which you can see on my screen. And in today's part, I'm just gonna show you how to add another most commonly used data source through which we can just get the real-time dynamic data whenever we need, provided your API server has a latest and the greatest data. So you guess very well. Today we are going to add a new data source, which is a RESTful API endpoint. I have already integrated that and run the server so that I can quickly show you how it's gonna look like. So if here is the current state of our application. These are the some 6 data sources which we have integrated like PDF, URL, SQLite, Postgres, MongoDB, CSV, and this is the last one, the 7th, which is API ingestion. As you can see on the screen, what we need to provide how many number of questions we want to fetch to the API. So before we get into the more detail, let me just explain why I have created this form for the API ingestion. What I have done, I just go to this Open Trivia database website, which has a repository for more than 4,000 questions in a different category, which you can see on my screen. If you just go to the opentdb.com, you will get to this page, and you will, when you browse on it, then you will find these categories and the types, right? And you can also get this API. To just get the API URL, you have to give you have to fill these form. If you don't fill it, just try to generate an API URL, you will get this URL. So what does it mean? It is once you just give this URL here, you will get 10 different questions since we haven't given any category or difficulty or any type. So that's the reason we are just getting these default question and answer. So we can just prettify and we can see how the data looks like. So in result, we have a list of questions and these are the JSON. So we have questions like where we're going to have a multiple answer, difficulty is hard, category is entertainment. This is the question and this is the correct answer, and we have an incorrect answer as well. And so this is the structure which is being followed for all the question. And that's the reason I just picked this API because this is freely available, right? So on the backend side, I'm not going to cover a code in this video because for that, I will be covering a step-by-step, line-by-line code in a next video where I will be explaining how I have created a backend and the front end. But here I'm just going to give you the sense that, okay, once we have our API integration, then how our application is going to behave, right? So as we know that, to run this application, what we need a parameter like how many number of questions we need, what category we want, right? So if we just select, let's assume video games. And if we say, okay, make easy. And if we say select type multiple choice, right? And if we just click on that, we just got this, right? So this is the URL and where we have a base URL, this one. And then we have these other parameters which we need to feed in, right? And accordingly, I just created the UI. Here what I say, okay, how many number of questions we want and what category we want, but rest of the 2 fields which are related to difficulty and like type here, whether it's a multiple choice or not, this is not I have included, but we can include the way we have added 2 fields which is related to the number of questions and the category, right? So how to understand which category belongs to which? So for that, what we have to do, I have just extracted this information through this API endpoint. If you just hit this API endpoint, then you can just get the mapping like which number belongs to which category of question. If I just prettify here, we can see ID 9 is for the general knowledge, 10 is for the entertainment and books, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say 20 and then I'm going to say 10, which is related to entertainment books, right? Okay, so now batch size is 100. Let's keep it in this way. And if I just hit this, let's go back to the server side. As I mentioned, I just pick a different route this time. First, I'm just showing you the integration. And in the next video, I'm just going to explain the each and every line of code which I have written for this. Here, we can see what's happening. It's, just try to fetch 20 questions from OpenTDB API, filtering by category ID 10. Okay, so it seems like we got all these things successfully ingested 20 records, 20 chunk. So it seems like, our data just got embedded into the vector database, right? So the flow is pretty much same. Don't worry about what's going on our back end. You have to just understand from the front end how this API interaction is happening with our application. So now we can see how many records just got inserted, 20. This document is a list of question and answer covering various literary topics, including authors, pseudonyms, specific book details, character novel. And these are the 5 questions which we can get. So let's try to copy this to the bang bang, and let's come and ask this question. Now we can see with the vector similarity, it just extracted 10 records, and the stolen records get to the re-rank model, and then we finally got 3 documents. Once we have the three precise, accurate document, then our prompt get created with setting the correct context, and then it is just making a call to the LLM, and then we just got the answer and frame, right? And why it is saying and frame, we can see here, and we can just verify whether the answer is giving us correct or not, because we know that similar books can be related to this question or this question, but we are getting unframing, which is the right answer, right? Similarly, we can just ask another question if we want, or what we can do, we can just change this category to something else, and we can just quickly verify, like computer, which is 18. So let's put 18 and see what kind of questions we get. Okay, so I'm going back to the server side, then to try 20 questions again. It seems like, it's again trying to just put the data to the vector DB. That looks good, right? Again, 20 chunks just got inserted to the vector DB, which looks good. Okay, so status looks good. This document is a list of question and answer covering various topics in technology, computer science, and networking. It includes questions about data units, programming concept. This makes sense. What is the standard port number for HTTP? Which computer component typically consumes the most power? Okay, so let's ask this question, and we can just verify whether our application is working intelligently or not. Okay, so it's going to first create the context. Again, first it will take 10 records based on the vector similarity, and then it will just feed to the re-rank model to get the 3 most precise answer to just create the context for the question. And then it is going to invoke the RAG chain, generated the answer. So these are the 3 probable context question answer set which we got. Generally, which component of a computer draws the most power? Answer is video card, and this is the correct one. Means that our application is so much intelligent, and now we are able to integrate another most common data source, which is our API ingestion, right? So what does it mean? It means that now we have coverage from a different data source where we can extract a real-time or historical data. We have a coverage for unstructured data like PDF URLs, structured data like relational databases of SQLite data and PostgreSQL, semi-structured document database MongoDB, and the plain text semi-structured structured data like CSV, and then we have API as well. In this video, I just wanted to cover which API I'm using, how it would behave from the working perspective or the demo perspective. In the next video, I am going to explain each and every line of code in such a way that you can understand and you can write your own API integration in your AI application. So that's it from my side for this video. If you have any feedback or suggestion, or if you want me to add any other data source which I have not yet added, please mention that in the comment section, and I will try to just plan to integrate that new data source as well. If you really like this video, give a thumbs up, and if you feel this video can help your friends, colleagues, and group, please feel free to share with them. And if you haven't subscribed for my channel, please subscribe for my channel as well. So as always, thanks for watching this. Stay healthy and keep learning new things.